and today I'm going to show you how to make beautiful and delicious alfajores. This is a classic Argentinian staple. We eat this for breakfast, for tea time, and for dessert. The alfajor is essentially 2 shortbread cookies with a filling inside, usually dulce de leche and coconut shavings outside. So to start off, the cookbook we're using is this one. My mom got it from Argentina a very long time ago. She uses this cookbook whenever we're making alfajores. The recipe is in Spanish, so I'm sorry if you cannot read that. I will translate it below. That's the preparation. So to start off, we measured all the ingredients out. Starting from the left, we have the sodium bicarbonate, the flour, the tapioca starch, and then my mom mixes vanilla and cognac. That's her secret. Then we have the butter, the egg yolks, and the sugar. So we're going to start by mixing all the dry ingredients. We have the flour, the cornstarch, and the sodium bicarbonate, or baking soda, some people call it. And we're just going to whisk that. And then in a stand mixer, we're going to place the butter, the sugar, and the egg yolks. And we're going to do 1 egg yolk at a time and making sure each one is incorporated before you add the next one. And then we're going to add the secret ingredient, the cognac and vanilla. In alfajores, they usually put lemon zest as well, but my mom doesn't like that, so we're not doing that here. And be sure to add the dry ingredients slowly, so we didn't hear, so it splashed all over. But you're supposed to add them slowly and then to really mix before you add more. At this point, you can really smell the alfajore dough, and you can really smell, like, it honestly smells like Argentina. So I'm touching the dough right now to see the texture and the consistency. It should be really soft, but really buttery. You can see all the oil left on my hands. Alfajores are really a classic Argentinian dish. Everywhere you go in Argentina, they have these for sale. They usually sell these at bakeries for tea time. In Argentina, since they have so much European influence, we have tea time like how they do in England, and we drink mate and eat these facturas, or pan dulce. My mom makes this recipe so often. It's really something that me and my sisters always eat. So after the dough is made, we're going to put it in the fridge so it can cool. We're going to leave it in there for about 30 minutes to an hour. And don't skip this part if you're making the alfajor, because it's important to keep the cookie nice and buttery and soft and delicious. We're going to flour the workstation, but not too much flour, because like I said, if you put too much flour, it will dry out the cookie. This recipe and the process of making alfajores are really special to me, because growing up, I would go to Argentina almost every summer, and every time I would go, the one thing that we would always do is eat, and we would eat so much, and especially alfajores. So making these at home is really special to our culture. Usually the classic alfajor is a little bigger than this, but we're making miniature ones because they're so cute. For me, when it comes to food and culture, I don't think you can have one without the other. This food is so important because it brings me back to my roots, back to my culture, back to where I come from, where my parents come from, and how I identify. Having a specific culture is so important to everyone as an individual, and I love experiencing different cultures and foods. It's really what makes us unique from each other. So we just took it out the oven. It was in there for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. You'll know it's done when it's lightly brown on the bottom. Perfect. That's just me grabbing a bite real quick, but we need to let it cool before. So for the dulce de leche, we use San Ignacio. It's straight from Argentina. We're gonna put it in a piping bag and pipe each cookie. At this point, it's important to make sure the cookies are completely cooled, because if they're not, the dulce de leche will run right out. So we call these cookies facturas. It's similar to pan dulce in Mexico. So after you fill it, then you roll it in coconut shavings. And that is a classic alfajor. The cookies, dulce de leche, coconut shavings. But my mom also makes a version with quince paste. So this quince is a fruit that comes straight from Argentina, and it's only grown in Argentina. And they use it to make this beautiful jam that's very unique in flavor. And we also use that as a filling. So we have some with quince. My dog in the back, I thought that was hilarious. And then we have some with dulce de leche. This is the quince one. So this is the perfect alfajor. The next day they become even softer. It's great to let them like sit for at least a couple hours, but if you leave it overnight, it's even better because they become so soft and so moist. So this is me grabbing a bite of the alfajor. It's so buttery, so smooth, so crumbly. It's like a perfect sweet and delicious cookie. We end up having these alfajores for days because my mom makes so many at a time, and every day we eat one or two with some mate, and they're absolutely delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and give it a try at home. These are really a classic Argentinian delight.